And can you check our thing on your phone?
I don't know. You know me, I'm not very techy. We'll find it.
Instagram.
Not on Instagram.
Alright. Oh, there we go. Right. That's alright. Yeah, so Lucy, just will you comment to see if we get... Oh yeah, there we go. Boom. Right, we're on.
Hello.
Right, everybody. We've got 2 people in so far. We'll just wait. Yeah, here we go. Because people are getting ready. Hello, Carla. Right, it's about 8 o'clock now. So, right.
Me and Nick?
Yep. Okay, so hopefully in the future, Sai, who joins us at Haworth, will also come in for one. And I think everyone else has been, haven't they? Pretty much, apart from Sue.
Yeah.
Oh, Jane. Jane's not done one. So I'm going to start off with an easy question. Right? What sparked your interest in the paranormal world?
Probably just wanting to contact my own, I think.
Yeah. Your family?
Yeah. I've gone to a spiritualist church beforehand, many, many times. So I think it was just maybe having the chance of it being an individual. I was like having a one-to-one.
Yeah.
Kind of like having, a clairvoyant chat almost. But actually being involved in the contacting side.
Yeah.
I think for me, yeah.
Was that just before you met us as a team then, or were you doing things
No,
before?
I've gone to spiritualist church for many years prior, but then after my mum and dad died, the family falling out.
Yeah.
As families do, and it was another way because my sister still went to spiritualist church, so I couldn't do that. So it was another way of maybe being able to do it.
Yeah.
But that didn't happen. But it kind of sparked my what really is out there?
Yeah.
And do we know?
So when did you meet Sai before me? I can't quite remember.
No, we were at Haworth at the
old school
Parkside.
rooms. Oh, Parkside.
Parkside Social. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was there. I just came as public to a public event.
Yeah.
Went from there. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you were quite a repeated public member.
Well, yeah.
And then that's
so we went to that place in Leeds, that pub.
Pub.
Yes.
Yeah.
I went there.
Yeah.
As well, so yeah.
Alright.
And jumped on board from there.
I'm not going to answer that question because that question is a big part of my book which comes out this year.
Ooh.
So
how's that coming on?
That is with the editor.
Is it?
So yeah, we're just having a
nice one.
3rd draft. I get that back and then I will see what's left and then we can just publish it really.
Bucket list.
Yeah, pretty good. Right, hello everybody who's just joined. Thanks for watching. Right, so what is your favourite place that you've investigated?
Favourite?
It's a tricky question because I'm not sure that I've got a favourite.
Yeah. And I think the thing is, you probably forget some places as well.
Yeah.
Until we all sit round and chat and you go, oh yeah, oh my god, that happened there, didn't it?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So
some of our regular places that we did over and over, we don't do anymore.
No, it'd be nice to go back to some.
Yeah, I do want to go back to Leeds, the West Riding pub, because
that's the one.
Upstairs
yes.
we came quite close to some of the spirits.
Richard?
Don't know that name.
Because in the back room, right at the back, there was the bloke's name written on the wall.
Alright.
And we didn't know that we'd actually been talking to him earlier.
Ah.
Because we'd never been into that bit.
Yeah.
So I'm sure it's something like that. That was an interesting place. Cause fire alarm kept going off as well.
Yes.
For no reason.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like electrics were being messed with when we were doing public investigation. Yeah.
I think probably. I think Keithley Picture House.
Yeah.
Because it's so many different areas for different reasons almost. you've got the cellars that are the cellars, but then you've got 2 big auditoriums. You've got a bar kind of area.
That's right.
And I think they've all got a different vibe and they've all got a different story to tell.
This was a cinema rather than a theatre. And yeah, as you say, there's 2 screening rooms, a big one downstairs, a small one upstairs. The bar was like unused, but kind of like little parties you could have in there. And then you had the cellars underneath the complex, and then behind the main auditorium was all the old, what used to be a theatre, didn't it?
Yeah.
It used to be a theatre. And so they had like the changing rooms and stuff, or at least the walls of it.
Yeah.
I suppose that's got a lot of bang for its buck, really, hasn't it?
It has.
Yeah.
But each area has a totally different feel. The bar area, we've got a lady called Charlotte.
That's the lady who was looking out of the window.
Looking out the window, and that she was there from like the wartime.
Yeah, waiting for her partner to come back
Yeah,
from war.
and he never came.
No.
He never came. But then the auditoriums, for me, especially the main one, it didn't have a lot about it. But then the cellars did. Back rooms freaked me out. But even like it wasn't the production room, but behind the second theatre, that little back room.
Yeah.
They all had their own different feel and for a different reason.
Yeah, it's quite a good place.
Yeah.
And quite big when you're walking around it. But I think anywhere where you go where a load of people are supposed to be and they're not, it's quite freaky.
Yeah, I suppose, maybe just the size of it.
So yeah, I suppose, that's
a
got
bit of a
hot spots galore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But different levels. You know, if you think about the people that we met there, we met people from different eras almost.
Yeah.
Which is, you don't tend to get that everywhere, do you, kind of thing. You know, if you're in one, it's more concentrated into it. If you're in a place that's only maybe 1 or 2 rooms, kind of thing. Whereas because it was so vast, you did have different layers almost going on. And
like from cinema, the theatre before it, and if you see pictures of the theatre before it, it was like the Alhambra.
Yes, it was.
Amazing.
Yeah, I've seen. So
And then before that, who knows?
Yeah.
You know, slums of
we need to go back.
town. Yeah. Discuss that off camera.
Yeah. Alright.
What's my favourite place I've investigated? Like I say, I don't really have a favourite. I'm just happy to go somewhere.
Yeah, it's whether it's about the place or what happened there almost, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you're going to remember places for different reasons. The picture house I do remember, I think for Charlotte she was so lovely and that kind of vibe feeling kind of thing, but then, you know, if you think more activity, you're probably going to go for where we've been recently and things like that, you know. Lucy and the others are going to say York. We're all going to have our own different thing, but for different reasons.
That is true. You've reminded me of York. I don't know why that didn't come to mind.
No, you're going to have a favourite for what happened, but you're probably also going to have a favourite for the feel of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't spend too long in York.
No.
I got there on the Saturday night, the second night, and was maybe only there 3 hours.
Yeah. I think because of what happened though, it's kind of got, even though I've not been, it's got a spot within you.
Yeah, definitely leaves a mark.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How would you feel about York?
I'd go.
Yeah.
I'd go, but I'd want to make sure that anybody that hadn't been went in on their own first.
Right.
To get their own feel of the place.
Yeah. Not
going with you or with, you know, Lucy or somebody and go, for someone to go, that's where that happened, or that's where that happened, or that. I think any of us that go that haven't been have got to be able to experience it for self first hand. Yeah.
York is a B&B where we went, and it was the first one we had to leave because the girls who arrived the night before me by the second night, it was a bit overwhelming, and they were being threatened. They were going to be suffocated in their sleep, and because they were so shattered from having a scary night the night before, there was no way they were going to stay up and stay awake. So yeah, we left that one. So it's kind of it's got a little bit of a vibe to it in that
it's unfinished business.
It's unfinished business,
Yeah.
and my plans are to do an event to get some money together so that we can actually do our version of a movie documentary on our second return. I'm hoping that Sam is going to be really active on that night, or activity's going to be... I mean, we're going to be all amped up.
Yeah, of course we are. Yeah.
Now, whether that helps or not.
And that'd be an interesting side, because everybody's going to be hyped up for different reasons.
Yeah.
You know, the girl's going to be hyped because of what happened to them. Maybe say myself and Becky a bit on alert because we know what's happened, but it hasn't happened to us.
Yeah.
You're going to try and be Mr. Rational, but it's still going to be there.
It's definitely somewhere.
Yeah. So it will be an interesting place to go back to.
Because when I was there that second night, and Sue was saying to me, "You've got to stay, Chris." I'd not paid a penny, so I was all for going home anyway. Yeah. And the beds were sort of taken and everything, but there's this like fairly uncomfortable looking, like a huge footstool. Yeah. So part of me's like, I am not going to sleep on that. Do you know what I mean?
What part you are?
But also, the second part was, I don't think I want to sleep here either.
But for you to say that...
Yeah, but they seem to know...
put more fear into me.
I couldn't understand why they were scared, but they kept saying, "You don't know, Chris, you have not been here."
So did you sense anything?
I only sensed what I would put down as the weird shanty town, the shambles.
Yeah.
You know, it's all twisted. The room, the TV's on a weird angle, and that's like the straightest angle.
Right.
And then the rest of them, so you put something over here, it rolls to the middle of the room, or something over there.
That's York, isn't it? Because Golden Fleece is like that. They've got steps that are literally like that.
Golden Fleece, terrible, yeah.
And is it the Black Swan that Sue and I have just been to recently? And their steps were like that as well, and everything's, there's a step up here and a step down there, and it's all higgle-piggle in it. That's just York, isn't it? It's a mad place.
And I remember saying it's like you're on a ship, because all the floors are so uneven that it's discombobulating. You know what I mean? And so immediately your psyche's off. Yeah. But then I was won over by the place. Yeah. I will be apprehensive walking back in.
Would you?
Yeah. Which is good.
See, that puts me on edge.
I would say have your guard up going in there. It's not... Yeah. Well, we know what activity we've had from him, and he's remotely... You know what I mean? We will find out whether he does want payback. Because he's not mentioned payback since, has he?
No.
He's always around.
Yeah.
But I just don't...
He's around, but he's not giving as much evidence that he's around. I think, as he's spoken to everybody, he's made us all think, how do you know that?
Yeah. Well, he's been in my house at least twice.
So we all think we've had this visit. But that stepped back just recently. You know, he's been quiet on the board on any investigations.
He came through the farm.
Oh, did it?
Yeah, big time.
And I think, but we also, I mean, obviously, he's got his trademark, so you know it's him as Sam.
Yeah.
You know, because do we think, you know, we could be talking to Sam Smith who down the road, you know, and it's not the Sam we think it is.
But like you say, there are certain...
Yeah, he's got his own traits.
You're like, oh, that's him.
Yeah. When he came through at doggy daycare, you knew straight away with a couple of the words that came out.
Yeah.
But he didn't do or say anything. It was just like as if to say, just let you know, Mia.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And is that more of a, just let you know I'm watching?
Yeah, is it a threat?
Yeah.
You know?
Is that, I'll just unsettle you a little bit.
Yeah, I haven't forgotten.
Yeah.
It's like that.
Yeah.
We'll see, which is why it's going to be...
But at the end of the day, I've done that wrong.
None of us have done anything... Oh, no. In fact, I've done the thing wrong. You know what I mean? But anyway, yeah. Okay, what is one place you wish you could have investigated first before any other team? And one place you would never investigate. So one place you could have investigated before any other team.
Morecambe Gardens.
Okay, which is a popular
Yeah,
place.
yeah. I've not been, but I think it's become so popular with groups.
What is it?
It's an old theatre.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, it's a bit like the Alhambra.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an old theatre that is undergoing some kind of restoration, and I think kind of like a lot of the restoration is being paid for by groups being in there every
Yeah.
weekend. So I think it's got to that point that it's probably, has it been overdone to go and pay silly money.
Mm.
So yeah, I think that's a place I'd like to have gone in. From seeing it probably on Most Haunted,
Sure.
but it's like,
Yeah.
you think, oh yeah,
Mm.
kind of thing. And the things you hear reading about it and play and things like that. So yeah, I think for me it'd be there. The one place I probably still would go.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'd be as impressed by it now
Yeah.
as I probably would have been if I'd have gone in 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I feel like I had close to this anyway with 30 East Drive, because
Yeah.
it was now really unsaturated,
Yeah.
you know, because people were going, but there were very few and far between. And because we knew Jenny so well, who was doing the events there, I said, can me and Sue go in before anybody else?
Yeah.
So I was doing bass lines, and I went in the coal shed, shut the door. That was where the things were supposed to happen.
Yeah.
So I'm like, right, if anything's going to happen, I want to see it. But I also want to be the first one to go, what?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
You see, that's another place that is probably overdone. Because I'm on a lot of, because Sue and I do a lot of try and do overnighters. I'm on a lot of these companies' pages on Facebook, and there's people in there about 5 nights of every week.
yeah.
So at what point, you know, a bit like, you know, if you're visiting my house at what point it's going to say,
Yeah.
I've had enough,
Yeah.
kind of thing, do you know what I mean?
Mm.
Because at the end of the day, on a lot of these things, are we just asking them to play up for us? Almost. So, just like anybody, you're going to get fed up with it,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Mm.
So, I think for me, I know you and Sue had a really good experience there, and I'd have been, oh yeah. But now I think I'm a bit like, oh no.
Yeah, for me it'd be all
Yeah.
run out now.
Yeah,
Even if we had a team only, I'd be
Yeah.
thinking this place is dried.
yeah.
You know?
Team only might be different,
Mm.
but try to get into them,
Yeah.
yeah.
I don't think it's worth it.
No, people
Really.
are just taking over the...
It's a bit yawn, isn't it? It's a bit
Yeah.
been done.
Yeah.
One place you would never investigate.
Ooh.
Is there somewhere that's so terrifying?
No, I don't think... For me, as you know, if I've got kind of no interest within the place, if we're going to travel out of town to somewhere that was a bit of just a nothing thing,
Yeah.
I don't know whether I would, because I don't know that it'd interest me.
Mm.
I like to have a little bit of
That's fine.
kind of background with it, but you don't know till you're there, do you? So...
I'm imagining that question, one place you would never investigate, implies somewhere
So
so
in your own house,
terrifying.
maybe.
That's a good answer. Well, yeah,
Yeah.
I kind of hold on to that rule still. I don't investigate
we
my
don't
own
do his
house.
own homes.
But I'm quite happy to go around other people's houses
Yeah.
and do it for them. But I think that means there's a morgue or an abandoned asylum.
Yeah, but it's
A
just
cemetery.
like any building, isn't
Yeah.
it? Until we get there,
Yeah.
we don't know. You could go into a morgue and it could be dead. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Where you could go around to next door and have the night of your life.
York is a B&B.
Yeah, you just don't know.
It's the most active
Yeah.
place I've been.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And think of the footfall that gets.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Mm. Do you have a favourite story about a spirit or anything that you've Anything we've done. If I'm telling a story, I think York is obvious, but without that, Ruth.
I was about to say Ruth.
Ruth.
I've not really met Ruth, but what I've heard of her, she sounds like somebody I'd like to meet.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
I know where I wouldn't go back to.
Oh yeah.
Bingley Cemetery.
Oh yeah, you did say that.
Yeah.
Bingley Cemetery
Do know
is
where I would go
actually.
back to.
Yeah, and because of our experiences there.
Yeah, I won't go.
Yeah.
No.
You wouldn't go. That's
No.
quite fascinating. You actually wouldn't.
No. I couldn't wait to get out of there.
Yeah.
I told you I had to be home for 11 o'clock. I was going out for flowing day and I wasn't.
Oh,
Just needed
nice.
to get out of there.
Oh, I love it.
No, that place. No, I won't go back there.
Wow.
Yeah. And I've done cemeteries,
Yeah.
but no, not that one.
Yeah. Well, that's good then. So do you have your favourite spirit story? No, it's not the one that you
No, I don't think so.
your hair being played with and
Well, yeah, but there's not really a story about it.
Yeah.
It's just an occurrence.
yeah.
I think your stories come from the people you meet regularly. And for us, I think until we met Sam and Ruth, we've never had that.
Yeah.
So
I think mine changes.
maybe that's
all
a
the time.
question for a couple of years' time.
Yeah. I'm always willing to sort of say, oh, at the weekend this happened, you know? What?
Where's definitely a creepy place? Ah, Bingley Cemetery. Lucy.
Oh, Lucy, yeah.
Yeah.
What's the youngest spirit that came through?
Oh, we've spoken to a few kids, haven't we?
Kids, not even that, but I know a lot of the time, how old are you? 4, 3,
Yeah.
2. But we have had babies from the public that have come and they've said, that is my child who either died as a baby, and it's been like, oof, you know?
Oh.
Yeah. And they've been sort of saying, how can my baby now write on this Ouija board? And it's been learnt that there's a progression over there. It's
Now
not just...
that would freak
Do you know what I
me
mean?
out.
The baby's like, yeah, but I'm 7 now. You know?
That would freak me out.
Yeah.
That's not... I don't know whether I want to say normal or natural, but yeah.
Well-
No. If that happened to me, I could not tell you how I'd react to that. I don't know whether I'd believe
Yeah.
that or not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't remember any more details about that. But, yeah, that is the answer that young children
Yeah, we've had kids like
come through.
5 or 6, and you can tell that they are that kind of age because they've got that playful side about them, haven't they?
Yeah.
And some of them can't spell very well.
They generally speak childish,
yeah,
don't
you've
they?
got to just go with yes and no answers, haven't you?
Yeah.
You can't ask them to work the Ouija board.
Wasn't it the other day when we got, like, CWIS for quiz and stuff like that?
Yeah.
You
But
get-
you tend to find if it's a child, they'll do something more than maybe communicate through the board.
Yeah.
Like if you remember up at Black Dyke, you were talking to a young girl and my shoe got unfastened, my Velcro shoe.
Yeah.
So you tend to, I think you tend to find that it's more of an action from a child
Yeah.
than a communication.
Yeah.
You might be able to come on the board and say, yes, you know,
Move the marble.
I'm here kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of an action they do.
Yeah.
That probably gives you a nice feeling, I think, as well.
Yeah, well, you are the one, generally speaking, that always...
For the yeah,
With the
do
kids'
connect quite well with kids,
communication,
yeah.
Yeah, you obviously saw you was safe, unthreatening.
Yeah.
And, we generally handed it over to you, didn't we?
But if you think as well, if you think of the team, I've
mother.
been the one with the
You were the longest
with the
enough,
kids
weren't
and
you?
everything and that kind of thing, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, that's nice, I like that.
Yeah. See, I know I lead a lot of... oh, I've got a question. Do you think hauntings only occur because that person lived a sad life whilst alive? No.
No.
I don't think that at all.
No.
Do you... Like the myth... I would call it a myth.
Yeah.
Ask your opinion. But the whole spirits are only people who've died tragically and they've got unfinished business.
No, because you get people that come through and just want to say, nice things about, you know, I don't know, said Bob's with us on the Ouija board. It could be his wife Phyllis saying, do you remember when we danced somewhere, or things like that? And so, no, I don't think so at all.
We had a spirit at Eldon Place, a few people, public, and a young lady, maybe 20, her grandparent or grandma came through and was sort of saying, proving that it was her, and then just started spelling "Don't lose hope," and the girl was like really upset, like, you know. Yeah. Obviously, a personal message. That's what you think of as a spiritual communication, isn't it? It's like, hey, it's all right, I'm fine, and don't worry, and
I'm here waiting almost.
What? I'm here waiting. Yeah. So, the youngest spirit done. What is the oldest spirit you've spoken to?
Oh.
I looked into this today.
Oh, go on then. You probably know this better.
I think it is Eldon Place again. We did 3 visits there, talking to a Jew named Adolphus, and he said this used to be the plague pits.
Yeah.
And when I've looked into the Bradford plague pits, that was 1655-ish.
Yeah, and what's Sam coming in at 17 something?
17 something, yeah.
Yeah, and I do remember the building we did just off Parkwood Street. There was a bloke who came through there and said he used to be a tanner, and he worked the fields there in 17 something as well. I remember that one going back.
Yeah. But there's no proving what.
No, it's just what they tell us.
It's just what they say.
Yeah.
And I'm quite big on when they give answers that prove to be wrong. I'm always like, well, can we trust them at all?
Yeah.
You know.
A lot of it is as well when it goes back that far. Is because something like the plague pits were mentioned, it allows you to potentially dig back and find and clarify. But a lot that you get, you can only take it at face value.
Yeah.
Because we just don't know.
Yeah, it's like, this is Sarah on the board, my daughter with this and this.
Yeah.
And you're like,
Is it, isn't it?
Yeah.
We don't know, do we?
But then again,
we've said before, haven't we, that we don't think it's who they say they are.
Yeah.
We've said that.
That's why we started doing give us a certain movement so we can identify who you are. Do you think it's only sad spirits who cannot move on?
I don't think all spirits want to move on.
No. Do you remember at Parkwood Place you're talking about in Haworth? What was it called?
Side.
And
the father
wouldn't move on because his spirits weren't baptised.
Something like that, yeah.
And he like, I don't want to leave them.
Yes.
And yet I think they'd gone.
Yeah, but he couldn't understand that.
He was like, well, no, I don't want to lose my kids, but, well, you're the one who's lost.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't think everybody does. Maybe for the right reasons or the wrong reasons. You know, maybe, like we've said, some just want to hang around to care for who they've left.
But most move on and come back.
Yeah, true.
Don't they?
Yeah.
They're like, that's what I do.
Yeah.
Because I can fly around the world, you know, going where I want, and time doesn't work quite the same.
Yeah.
So I can visit all my family, you know?
Yeah, you can be there and everywhere.
Yeah. We've had spirits say they've gone around the world to different places, almost gone on holiday, but you would, if you could you'd go to Egypt, wouldn't you, and have a look round and...
You do other things you don't get a chance to do, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
You do your bucket list.
Yeah. Okay, scariest occurrence during an investigation.
Keith will picture us.
Okay, tell us what happened.
We were behind the main screen in like what was derelict rooms. I'd been behind there before many years ago. So I kind of knew what was behind there. But we were in a room and the door was at one end and the room narrowed.
Yeah, it did.
And we were at the far end. And I didn't like it anyway. And I didn't want to go on the board, hadn't been on the board. And then I've got this cellar fear anyway. And the escape route had this the way out had the big lights behind the screen were on, and it just went dark.
The floodlights
went out, and I completely and utterly freaked out.
Yeah.
I think you had to literally just. I was like that.
I remember you stood outside the 2 doors for a while.
Oh, I was crying.
Yeah.
I was crying.
Yeah.
It just completely got to me.
Mm.
So yeah, that has to be my last place.
Just because of, oh my god, was that early days?
Yeah, quite early days for me, I think was that. But would I freak out again? Yes, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
But was that spirit?
Don't know, it scared me.
Yeah. Yeah. My answer to the scariest occurrence was recently. So, doggy daycare session 1. Yeah, session 1. The blue tubes that got banged on, because we're always asking for knocks, bangs.
Yeah.
And you kind of try to distinguish, is this the creaking of an old building? Is this just things that happen and it's so quiet that we now notice them? But they were intense bashing, weren't they?
Yeah.
However, that wasn't even the one, because for that moment, that was the most I'd ever been freaked. But it was later, you went, the 2 guests went, me and Lucy had shut recording, I start carrying to the way up from the cellar, and I'm looking up the stairs and crash bang wallop, and then crash again, and I'm like, I've got nothing running in my hands.
Yeah.
There's no point.
There's
no point running up because I can't film it in a sense. No. And I thought something could come flying down at me.
Yeah.
And Lucy's like 30 yards away, and I just thought I'll go back to Lucy because I thought she won't. If something escalates, she might not even believe me.
No.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm like, did you hear that? And she's like, what? And I'm like, and I basically ran back
to... heard it?
I can't quite remember. I can't speak for Lucy. She might have heard something and thought it was me.
Yeah.
But...
So a bit like when I dismissed the banging.
Yeah.
She dismissed it because she thought it was just you.
So I'm coming out of the darkness into the light, this thin staircase.
Yeah.
And this crashing and banging. I'm like, I've got to run.
And they're not
back.
the nicest stairs anyway.
No, but that was like completely unexpected. I was already on edge because of the bangs working over in my mind.
Said she thought you dropped something.
Yeah. Alright.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and that, I was scared.
Yeah.
I was scared and I basically ran to Lucy. You know?
That's not like you.
Well, like, I need 2 of us. I wanted it to happen with us both saying, right guys, this happened. Because all it is me saying, I'm saying to you, oh, there's crashing. It's like, them paints just probably fell. They might have just fallen. I don't know.
Which was, to be fair, when you put it on screen, when you filmed afterwards what had happened.
Mm.
I think, to be fair, for me, because I've been there, I was like, has the opening and shutting of the gate just dislodged something over the night?
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of thing. And they were against it. It's like a fake wall, isn't it?
Yeah.
So
partition
wall. That's it. Petition. So was it just something that had moved?
Yeah, I'm not here saying that was. I'm not saying it was paranormal.
No.
All I'm answering is that was the scariest
For you.
thing. ? What happened? So what was the other thing? I'm asking you. How was your lone vigil on that daycare?
It's that I enjoyed it, but it scared me as well.
Yeah, you didn't seem scared.
Didn't I?
No.
No. I was. But as I said earlier, I just thought I'm going to sit there and just make out that nothing's going to happen, because if it does, I'll just dismiss it then. Because I couldn't cope with it in that moment. It was my first lone vigil.
Second.
Well, yeah. kind of.
First proper.
Yeah, first proper in a cellar.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is really nasty of you.
Well, not really. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. But you're saying don't do it again for a while.
Yeah.
And yet you're buzzing for having done it.
But then, yeah.
Chancing fate.
Yeah. I think if I got somewhere now, I'd be a little bit more. I'm gonna go in that room.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I'd do it. Probably the next one I'd try and do under my own steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, and do it that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm actually gonna get to that sort of thing. Favourite evidence. My favourite evidence, the 2 bangs.
Yeah.
I think. Yeah, 2 bangs.
Yeah.
Because I know how the equipment was, what banged, that banged, and
You could prove.
to myself,
and,
I know it shouldn't have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
I think probably personal evidence
Yeah.
kind of thing. Yeah, I think personal evidence is always something that potentially sticks with you, especially because, like, I dismissed the bangs that happened, so, or a feeling. You know, I think if something or someone can affect you on an experience, on an investigation, then that's an experience you're going to keep with you.
Yeah.
And I think those, for me, are the things.
Well, everyone's got the personal journey, haven't they? The personal diary of where they're at.
Whereas I think, as we spoke about, I think I'm a little bit in a different direction at the moment to everybody else.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So yeah, I think for me, I'm still on that a little bit. I was gonna say, I don't mean it bad again. I'm probably on a more personal journey than. I know everybody's on their own personal journey, but maybe more personal evidence. If that, so I don't want that to sound bad. I'm not saying no, and everybody, we're all on this own personal journey.
So you're saying you've not had any evidence what's really gone?
Yeah. So I think for me it's more. Maybe I'm more. And I ain't thought of it this way. Maybe I'm more about the emotional evidence.
Okay.
Whereas you're quite physical evidence.
Yes.
Does that understand?
Yeah.
So like Charlotte at the picture house, I remember Charlotte because she touched me. She made me feel warm and that kind of it was almost like I felt a presence within me, kind of thing. She affected me emotionally.
Yeah.
So I think maybe for me it's more those kind of things that are taking on more.
Well, that is very personal. It's not something you can share, is it?
Yeah.
How you felt is.
Yeah. And I think maybe that's maybe that. Don't get me wrong. If I'd thought those bangs, like we've said at the time, because I dismissed it, maybe it was something else that for me is gone. But maybe if I hadn't have done that at the time, I'd feel totally different about it.
Yeah. What about then the last time we were at dog daycare?
Yeah.
And the footage that we didn't get on that camera, you thought you saw someone.
I was convinced you'd come back upstairs.
Yeah.
I was convinced you'd come back upstairs and you were walking behind me to join us.
And yet.
Yeah, no.
No.
No. Well, we don't know, do we? Well, we know you were there,
I was
obviously.
there.
We know you were there.
Yeah.
So, yeah. That one will.
It's more annoying that those 2 cameras
failed.
were not working.
Yeah. But did they fail for a reason?
They shouldn't have failed. There's
No
reason why, but maybe
did they
it's
fail because they didn't want to be seen?
Yeah.
Or they didn't want the evidence, and they want themselves to be a constant. What was it? Do you know? They want to be that almost like that little tease to you.
It's that
because
place.
you can't do anything.
That bloody place. It's building and building. And
it is.
like it's always there.
Yeah.
The whistle, get the whistle back's there.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, it is there.
We've been through this. You'll have to re-watch this video on
Go
here
to
or
the start,
YouTube.
Steph.
Yeah, yeah. Has anyone ever been possessed?
I don't think we have we?
We do have problems.
We could say that we're all a bit possessed, but...
we do have problems with attachments. And that puts protection into a bit of a question mark, whether it even works. No one has been possessed. No.
We've all kind of maybe felt the weird things or come out with the most random statements that everybody else has thought, where have you got that from?
Yeah.
So maybe not possessed, but
Well, I'm going to jump
just
this
something
question.
put into your head and you don't know why.
Oh, yeah.
Almost.
Yeah.
Kind
You
of
do
thing.
get words in your head, but then I think that, I don't know. That it probably is normal, but it's when they come out to be true.
And be right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because you've got to think, when the name's there, and right, what is your name? And it goes to T,
Yeah.
right? And whether it's a male,
Yeah.
everyone's got a name in their head, haven't they?
Yeah. Yeah.
Now you don't know where it's going to go next, but the second letter throws out loads of those.
Yeah.
And I kind of think,
Sounds like playing word, doesn't it?
when it's doing
that is
yeah,
right.
when it's doing THO, you're thinking Thomas,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
But yeah. Do I think people get possessed? Yeah, I think I did this question similar last time. Because we are possessing our own body, then surely we know that it works already. That's the way I see it.
That's interesting. Philosophy.
You are possessed by your spirit, and then
Yeah.
the body dies, and you go.
That's it, innit? Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
I would say. Somebody asked, anyway, you won't go back. Again, that's been in this video earlier.
Yeah.
So, done that one. What is the one thing you did that you think was a bad idea now?
Got to be in the cemetery.
Going there? What's so bad about that place?
I don't know. I felt suppressed.
Yeah.
Yeah. I felt suffocated.
Mm.
And I was outside.
Yeah.
And I didn't quite like that.
Mm.
It didn't feel normal. I felt like, you know, like when you see a room in films of the walls coming in, that's how I felt in there. I had to get out.
I mean, that's exactly the feeling that I was getting waves of
Yeah.
when I'd arranged everyone to come.
Yeah.
And that's just before I saw my spirit encounter.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was like, for some reason, I don't want to be here.
No.
And I think we should stop.
And I think the evidence we got that night was quite intense as well.
Yeah.
You know, things that were coming through, you know, I had a personal thing that came through
Yeah.
that you think, how on earth, I knew categorically, nobody knew that.
No.
You know, but I think other things that were coming through as well were quite intense and personal to people, and I just felt, ooh,
Too much.
so much building.
Yeah. It did feel like that.
Yeah, and like we've said, am I ready for that? Yeah, and I don't know whether I am.
Yeah.
So I felt I had to take myself out of that.
Was that the night that we turn around and see that the spirit's pointing to its own grave?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you got yes.
I mean, it was a letter out.
Yeah, that was after I'd gone. Yeah.
Um.
You all went off to different places, and yeah.
Yeah. So the thing that I think was a bad idea now was possibly. Well, when we used to experiment a lot with things like no protection,
Mm.
and I remember twice, three times, but two occasions when it just didn't feel right. You know, there was a moment where even me and Sue looked at each other like,
Yeah.
don't like this. We're doing something
Where was that?
wrong. First one was Dalton Mills. Second one was at Dalton Mills, and then the first one was at Cougar Print. Very early on, and we just decided to try no protection whatsoever. Now, whether it was psychological, I don't know, but we've been fine.
A lot.
We had been fine, and then it was like just this,
Height.
like what the something is going to happen, like a thickness to the air, like something's about to go.
Yeah.
And it was amazing table tipping, walking up and down the vast.
Oh, was that up top? Yeah.
Yeah, and it was just like powerful.
Yeah.
You know, like
I think
rocking
that was
so
the night
far.
that I was actually sat on the floor, and the table actually started coming to me, and I don't think I've ever moved so fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The tables were almost becoming like animated objects.
We don't try that so much, do we? As we used to.
No, but you know why?
Do you think it's because we're going for more evidence?
I
Do you
think
think we need to strip back a little bit?
we have done table tipping, whether you've just not been there.
Maybe.
But a lot of the time, it's only good when it works, isn't it? It's a backbreaker.
Yeah, but we always try and use it for the end of the night, don't we?
Yeah.
And is it maybe just that is that thing that we want them to play up for us?
Alright, I'm going to put that down. Table tipping first.
Yeah. Right, this one goes, I'm throwing this one at you now. So somebody said there, favourite piece of equipment to use.
Yeah.
Now, not necessarily favourite piece of equipment, but I like the pendulum as a piece of equipment. But I am also fascinated and intrigued by the human pendulum.
What?
Yeah, but what? This is the thing. What have you got so against it?
Because of the...
We don't have this conversation.
Okay. So obviously I've seen the human pendulum. I've done the human pendulum. And imagine you're on... Well, you know it.
Yeah.
Or not, you know what it is. So you go on a public event and there's like 10 of you, 10 public people, and then the organisers say, let's have one volunteer to come and stand in the middle between two members. Well, I'll stand a person in front of you and a person behind you, and you're in the middle, and I want you to close your eyes. It's very dark. Close your eyes, and I just want you to, like, let your body tip forward. I'll ask the questions to spirit, and you'll either tip forward for yes or backwards for no. Now, I see the awkwardness in the person in the middle every time, and the longer it goes on, the more there's this pressure to just go with it. Just let yourself go with it. And then again, it's like, well, how? That happens. How is this person moving every time? We do Ouija boards where nothing happens. Human pendulum works every time because of peer pressure. Now, nothing validated through... it's not like, well, tell me my middle name. It's those evidence has always been, it's John from 1921.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, it's got to be yes or no.
Do you know what I mean? Give me something we can verify.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I do, yeah, but
so when
you're then saying you've only ever experienced it on a public event.
Well, we did it ourselves.
You see, I've not done it with the team.
We did it in the old school rooms. When you stand with your eyes shut in the dark, your body naturally corrects itself, but everyone's staring at you, telling you to amplify. It's like, I'm wobbling like anybody would.
You see, I've done it and it intrigues me, but I think it intrigues me more because I literally felt like I had concrete boots on.
Okay.
And my feet would not move. And as my body was going, I could literally feel the pain in my shins because the bottom of my feet literally could not move. Bottom of my legs literally could not move.
I'm just going to say this though.
Oh, no.
You're very suggestible. We've done the test. We've done that test.
But...
You know, Darren Brown would have a field day with you.
No, it's not like that, but no. But it just... That to me is that if somebody asked me, how I would describe it.
Hey, I'm not saying I'm right, because just because you're suggestible doesn't mean I'm right.
No.
You know? Maybe I'd have a go and then go, oh, I did. Yeah, but, you know.
I think we cut it out too much and maybe occasionally...
Hey, we'll try something new.
We should bring it back in.
Absolutely. I think it's absolute bullshit. But human pendulum. I am not a know-it-all. I just don't like it. But hey, there we go.
But then do it. Alright then, let's do it.
Yep.
record me doing it,
Yeah.
and then talk me through it so I can see
Well, I think, yeah.
the suggestibility of it.
Yeah. Sure, I don't know. I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm just giving my opinion loudly. It
No.
don't mean I'm right. Have you ever experienced like poltergeist stuff where things were thrown?
I haven't.
I have not. We have things fall,
Yeah.
and I think when I did the blindfold farm one on my own, there was little sounded like things were being thrown.
Yeah.
But that's not poltergeist activity, is it? That's just
I don't think what we've seen is evidential enough to say we can't debunk it.
poltergeist for me. Is you go in a room and something comes flying
At you, yeah.
Yeah.
Or tea set on the roof or
Yeah.
something. Yeah.
No.
Kind of thing.
Not seen anyone possessed, other than people who reckon they're
Yeah.
Derek Akoras. I've seen that sort of possession.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, you've got to do it, Pendulum.
Yeah. Yeah, sure.
No, it's chance.
It's wasted on me, isn't it? Because I'll just stand there like, well,
Yeah.
do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm quite happy to try and do it. How do you protect yourself on investigations? Well,
Differently.
yeah, you can't follow my visualization,
No.
can you?
No. No.
But you still do a mental.
I do, yeah.
Don't give too much away because we don't like to give out protection.
No, but we'd been somewhere that I was totally enthralled by this place, and you said, take something from there and use that as my protection for how I feel. And over the years, I've kind of changed that a little bit to how I feel. But whereas you cocoon yourself in light,
Yeah.
I cocoon myself in something else.
Yeah. Becky's also said she can't visualise
Yeah.
it. So.
Yeah.
So basically, protection. What we do when we first arrive, set up the equipment, and we all link hands. We shut our eyes, and I talk through this pretty much same idea of covering ourselves in a white light, and it's sort of a safety sphere. It doesn't make sense when you pick it apart. We want spirits to touch us, and then we're saying you can't touch us.
Barrier up.
Yeah, put a barrier up, and then so I started to say online and stuff that I call it protection, but really it's more like invitation.
Yeah.
It's like see us, come towards us.
What we tend to say is that we've sent this light up, don't we?
Yeah.
So, but we've also said it's gone into the ground. So I'm like, I think is it almost like a vortex that you have to jump in and jump out almost because we've made it a barrier kind of thing. So how do they get in? Can they only go, like flying to it almost kind of thing?
Yeah.
And then they've got to jump out. So yeah, it is. That's just when I've been to recently.
Do you feel protected when you've done it?
Yeah.
I think
And the weird part is, because although I can't visualise everything else, and I know it's probably psychological, maybe it's a little bit of a placebo effect, but almost I feel like when you say the light's travelling from you to me, it sounds like I feel something in my arm.
A lot of the time during protection when we do that, I'll get to that. We have a rising in the meters.
Yes,
Don't
during
we?
protection.
Yeah, as we increase our energies, the meters go up.
Yeah, they do.
How do we do that?
Yeah. Maybe that's as jumping.
Maybe that's them coming forward towards us. It's like I sort of often describe it as like a moth to a flame. That's a good question as well.
Ooh.
So protection, we cover ourselves in white light and basically give out almost like a radio wave in our voice. I'm sort of like, anyone can hear my voice, come towards us. And it seems to work.
It does,
And
yeah.
like you say, a placebo,
Yeah.
maybe, it's psychological. I always think that if you haven't if you haven't done it, you've not got that crutch when you
No,
get home.
no.
A lot of the team don't sleep once. I don't know about you, but Becky, for example, and I struggle to sleep quite a lot.
I have done the last couple of times we've been. Because if you remember last time, one of the times we've been to doggy daycare was the night before we did this last time. And I came here and said I could not sleep, and you went, no, neither could I.
That's right.
And the last one I've been to, I ain't slept afterwards either.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, is that because of the coffees that we have while we're there?
I did say that.
Do you know what I mean?
To Uber.
Yeah.
So it's so cold when
Yeah.
coming something to do with 3 coffees I'm drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is shattering. And we've always said that when we do ghost stuff,
Yeah.
you're just drained.
Well, I actually
Right.
put it online, didn't I?
Yeah, you
For
did.
this last one.
Yeah, you did.
I felt rotten.
Mm.
Yeah.
I think you give a lot,
Yeah.
don't you?
Yeah.
Not only as a attention, like
Yeah.
listening and,
Yeah.
you know,
But
standing.
it was how I,
Oh, was it?
yes, where I felt really bad the following day.
Yeah, that's right, yeah.
But
It was school night as well, wasn't it?
Yeah, when Si was asking his questions, I was the one giving the answers to Si.
Yeah.
So whether that was, I don't know, some kind of channeling, I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah, is there anything that you'd like to experience that you'd like to have happen?
I want to see something,
Yeah.
but I don't know how
I
to
saw
react.
something the other night.
But I don't know how I'd react.
Yeah.
No, properly for me to say 100% almost stood there in the corner.
Mm.
But I don't know how I'd react to it.
Yeah. But
I think if I could see anything, if it was, you know, the one thing that would come to me, obviously you want your own, your own people that have passed.
Mm.
But if not, I think I'd want it to be kind of like, you know, a white lady, a grey lady. Somebody almost just coming to say, almost if I was in their home, to say, I'm here watching.
You want the lady at the window.
Yes.
Nice.
Yes.
Yeah.
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 For my first time thing.
Yeah. Whereas
Yeah.
I think I speak for Lucy as well that we just want punch in the face.
Because
You know what I
you
mean?
just want to be slapped.
It's
don't
like
you? Yeah.
I want to be absolutely sure
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
It's impossible.
What happened did
Yeah.
just happen.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's all Ouija board. Is it idiomotor effect?
Yeah.
Are we hearing things but convincing each other we all heard it when we
Yeah.
didn't?
Yeah.
It's all fairyland, isn't it?
Yeah. I think for me, my first time, I'd want it to be something. I'd want it to be a calm experience.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And then maybe I'd be like, even after that, well, yeah, I saw it, but did I see it? So
Yeah.
it's got to be something that I can say, yeah, that just happened. Yeah.
Yeah. When we get breezes and stuff, it's always like, yeah, could be just a breeze. You know,
Yeah,
there's always that
right.
other side. Whereas the doggy daycare, 2 bangs,
Yeah.
I know.
And I do love
I
when,
know.
I love when you're impressed.
Yeah.
Your face is amazing.
Well, yeah, shoot yourself.
That almost like makes the night for me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because I think you've done it for so long, and to be impressed like that, I kind of think that's a big thing for
I
you.
think it's because I'm jaded
Yeah.
that I've started to push
Yes.
myself
Yeah,
into the blindfold,
yeah,
you know.
yeah. You've kind of left me behind